why you need to stop helping people and how this is going to transform your life like it transformed mine. I am 35 years old and I just recently realized how important it is to not help people. I know this sounds very controversial. It sounds like I'm a bad person, but hear me out. You need to watch the whole video in order to understand. And if not, you won't be ready to transform and evolve yourself. Because we all have been raised in a way, if you have good parents, of course, they are all gonna teach you that helping people is part of human behavior. We should all help each other, right? As a humanity. And that's completely true, of course. Until you meet the people that the more you help them destroy themselves. And what I mean by that, for instance, let's say you help a dog. Let's say the dog is hungry. You give him food. The next day, at that exact time that you fed the dog is going to be there waiting for the next meal. And then you give again. And the next day is going to be there at the exact time to get the next meal. Now, are you really helping the dog? Or are you making the dog lazy to search for food? Right? Okay, it's an animal. Yeah, you should help. Yes, but understand this. Even the dog knows that once it gets the help needed, it's going to transform that into a habit. And thus making him lazy, even if he's an animal, is also going to stop being an animal. It's going to stop being searching. It's going to stop evolving, searching, hunting for food. Because yes, okay, we live in a society where there's no longer food in the street, there's no longer hunting, right? He needs to be in nature. In order to do that, he's a dog that has been, owned by some family or whatever, or abandoned, whatever. Yes, I understand, but just to put a point, a perspective into you, for you to understand the behavior. If a dog does that, imagine a human. So I've been helping my family and everything. And it's always been a part of me. As soon as I start to get better, evolve, I already start to share my revenue. Let me help this, let me help that. And what happened is they started to get used to that help. And then I was working, having sleepless nights, every night, boom, boom, giving my all, 12 to 14, 16 hours sometimes, sleeping through the day to get the work done, to make more my revenue, to fight for a higher pay, a higher revenue, because I'm on my own, right? I'm not working for a boss, so I'm on my own. So I'm the one who's creating the money, creating my revenue. And once I see the people I'm helping, they are not doing even half of what I'm doing. And just waiting for this pay, for this, they are doing their work, yes, but they are not thriving. They're not even trying to get better or work a second job or go here, go there. Let's go evolve, let's make more money on plus of mine. Then I would be like, whoa, they are really trying all they can. No, they just sit and say, I only work from 9 to 5. I only work from Monday to Friday. And that's it. Weekends, I'm free. And that's it. That's how life should be. I'm like, okay. So you have that lifestyle in exchange for my help, money. And me, I bust my ass off. Eyes going crazy. I'm aging because I'm under stress, under huge amounts of stress, work, load, and all of that. Sleepless nights, still have to take care of my family and everything. And the people I'm helping, they are not really getting helped. They are just using using to the point of abusing, because I'm under stress. I'm suffering actually just to be able to help. At what exchange? What's helping actually? It's not helping. I was like, this is not helping. And then I didn't stop the help. I was just like starting to realize this. And then I also had other situations. For example, in the street, you help someone at that time. You're like, yeah, this person really needs it. It's a homeless. And the next day, that person is there. So that person is always doing the same thing over and over again, because that's, let's say, that's his work, that's his job, to get the money from people, to beg. So you're not really helping. You're just sharing your revenue with somebody that's making that as a job. That's how they live. They never get better. They always live like that. So you're not really helping. And that's where I came to the realization, like, we are not really helping. Let's say somebody's hungry. Yes, you can give food, but even giving the food, which most of the times they don't even accept, they want money. So that means they are not really hungry. They want the cash. I don't even know what for exactly, but we presume that we know what they're gonna do with it. But you're not really helping. That's where I came to the realization. If I want to help somebody, let me give him a job or something. Give him a job, make his life better, not give stuff for free. Make an exchange. That's how life should be. You want to help? You want to get helped? Okay, let's exchange. You have a body, mind, and spirit. I also have a body, mind, and spirit. We are both humans. We both have 24 hours of life, day and night. We need to sleep 8 hours. We need to eat, and we need to pay bills. Let's exchange energy, right? So you give yourself your time to me, and I give you money in exchange for that. And that's how your life gets better. That's how I'm gonna help you. Isn't that much better to help than to just feed an habit, like an addiction? It's just like an addiction. That person is never really getting helped. It's just getting used to that. And then transformed into a routine. And even an animal understands that, right? Now, an animal is not that guilty because the animals were wild once, right? So we made them like that. It's just like a baby, right? We need to take responsibility for that. But it's not my dog, right? I can feed him once and this, but eventually he's gonna make that a routine. So you're eventually gonna have to kick him out. He has to search for another solution. You cannot just feed one cat, tomorrow you're gonna have 2 cats. And then they're gonna make babies. They're gonna see that as, okay, this is the provider. And they're gonna start procreate. That's how it works in nature. So even nature knows exactly what happens when you sustain an addiction, sustain an habit. They make a family and build their life around that. Just imagine. So helping people does not really help unless you make something that really makes a difference. It needs to make a difference in their life. So if you really want to help, then try to create something that really helps them, transforms them, converts them, evolves them, not sustain something, And that's the ultimate realization. And then what happened to that part of, I don't want to mention any names or no. My revenue came down, crashing down. And then I'm like, look, I won't be able to help anymore. Just 1 or 2 months more and I cannot, because this happened to me. They're like, oh, that's shit. After a while, what happened? They start to evolve. Once I stopped, there was a wake up. Like, what the heck? What are we gonna do now? And this is the mind working. Whoa, if we don't have this, how are we gonna pay the rent? How are we gonna pay this? How are we gonna pay that? Oh, let me work extra hours. Let me work a second job. and they eventually start to get better. I don't know how much better they are, but at least it gets better. So that's when I realized, I'm like, we don't really help when we just give. We need to exchange something. That's why a corporation or a company and the boss, they know that. They know you need to give your time and your energy in order for the exchange of a salary. And then before I had this entrepreneurship, like having my own building my own income, my source of income through YouTube and all of that, I had to start learning business. I had no knowledge about business, so I had to start learning about that. And in my idea, I was always like, if I have a business and I have employees, I will share the revenue with employees. Let's say they have a salary and plus a percentage, because like that they're gonna have like more motivation to work. So it's like, let's say how much you really contribute to this company. So if you contribute like 3% to the company, then you are going to get 3% of revenue share from the company. I always thought like that. But then when I see all the bosses and everything, how they really manage their business, they never share the revenue unless you are on sales or something like that. They never share. It's just a salary and that's it. If you want to raise, it's like really hard, or it depends on the company. But for you to get a percentage of the revenue, you need to be on the top. So I always found that strange. I'm like, they are really, they are not really good people. But now I'm starting to realize when you give too much, they get lazy. They don't thrive, right? Now, I still believe that sharing a little percentage would help. It would help take the company to the next level, because I see some people, they don't enjoy nothing of their work. And that makes a bad customer service, a bad experience, right? Because they're just getting paid, so all they have to do is the minimum. But if you have a percentage, you are like, I'm gonna earn more, so I'm gonna make more sales, I'm gonna make more money. So you're gonna try to provide the best service possible, right? So I still see it that way, but I can understand why they wouldn't pay, because then the person is like, if I already get a percentage, then why work even more? So it's like, the end of the day, what's going to change is if those people are really getting transformed. And if not, you're not helping.